Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for choosing to watch this. And I believe that if you are watching this, you are probably already into sachet water, you have interest in starting one, or you are just in love with content around sachet water production. So yes, you are certainly at the right place because we are discussing a very important topic today. And the topic is it advisable to start your sachet water production business at a rented space? A lot of people do not have enough money to build their own factories before starting sachet water production and are probably contemplating on renting somebody's space to start the business. Is it a good thing to do? Okay, so we'll find out at the end of the video. But even before we answer the question whether it's a good thing or not, I would want us to first of all look at the things you need to start your sachet water business. So you first of all need your water source, which is very key. I keep saying that your water source is very key because, mind you, that is the first thing you will need in water production. What type of water are you going to use? Are you going to drill a borehole, or you'll be relying on the state supplied water, which we call Ghana water mostly in Ghana? If you are going to rely on Ghana water, does the place already have Ghana water? Is it going to be your cost to get Ghana water to the place? Are you drilling a borehole? If you are going to drill a borehole, we all know how expensive these days it is to drill a borehole. I mean, we'll be discussing drilling of boreholes in another video, but you will need to drill a borehole or get Ghana water to the place. So basically you need water. Then you need polytanks. You need a platform where the polytanks will sit on, and this platform usually has to be well done. If you are using concrete platforms, it has to be very strong, such that the weight of the water will not cause any damage to it, thereby also causing damage to your polytanks. And mind you, platforms usually are supposed to be a bit higher than the floor level of the rooms where the production takes place. Reason is, if the floor level of the production room is higher than the polytanks, then you will have a case where you will always have some water remaining at the bottom of the polytank because there will be a slope. But the slope, it will be a reverse slope. The slope should be said that the polytank is higher, so that when it's going into the room, it can move in smoothly. And also we use pumps to pull the water into the koyo, but you still have to make sure that your platform is higher than the building. Then you will have to tile the room. If the room is already tiled, good for you. If it's not, then that's supposed to be the work of you, the one coming to rent the space. Some people want to tile the walls. Others also want to just paint it. All works. You will have to make sure that the roof ceiling of the room or the space you are renting is okay, such that there are no holes in it for something to fall from the ceiling into the factory, or force an insect or something to be able to pass through the factory into the ceiling. It makes cleaning easy. You have to also make sure that your windows are wide and well ventilated, so that your producers or staff in there will not suffocate, or they will have enough fresh air so that they will not be sweating while working, because these koyo machines also produce some amount of heat. Then we are also looking at your arrow, which is going to help you in the filtration of the water or the treatment of the water. Then we are looking at your filter stands. Then we are looking at your koyo machines, which will be doing the main job, sealing of the water for you to pack. You will also be getting a storeroom, which you will have to also make sure is well tiled with your pallets for you to place your items on, and also work on the ceiling. So these are all the things you need. And also your raw water source will have to be tested, especially if it's a borehole. So you will have to test this to send the results to the FDA for them to verify that, okay, the raw water source is good enough to be used for sachet water production. Good. So having to do all these things at a rented space, and not probably agreeing on a number of years that will favor you. I don't know. Because a lot of times, landlords or landladies would want to give to you for a year or two, maximum 3 years. So if after 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, your landlord or landlady comes to you and says that I need my space. And sometimes when the business starts picking up, the business doesn't pick up in a year. It takes a year, two, or even more for the business to pick up. So when you have done all these things and your business starts picking up, and your landlord comes to you to say, I need a space. My son is coming back from you abroad. My sister's daughter needs a place to stay. My blah 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 also wanted to do sachet water business, so he says he now wants the space to start and all of that. Leave. You beg and they tell you that, okay, we can only give you 1 year. Start looking for a place. Imagine the loss, because you can't go with a platform. No matter what, you can't go with your platform, because that platform is made of concrete. Even if you used a welder to work on the platform, remember you casted it. You poured cement, sand, stones, water into the ground before you, when you fix the platform, the stand for the polytank, you casted it. So removing it will definitely cause some damage to the metals. It will either reduce the height of it. It will definitely have an impact on it. Then we're again looking at your pipes. You will need pipes to connect into the factory, from the polytanks into the factory, for the flow of water. And also that one, whichever place you get, the new place you get, will not have the same lines. There will definitely be a change. So when you get there, you are either cutting these pipes into short forms and joining and all. It will not give you neat work. So you definitely at a point use some of those pipes, but you cannot use all of it, which is going to be extra cost for you. So you need to consider that. Then we are looking at the tiles in the factory or the room where you use as factory. You cannot go out with those tiles. You're painting, whatever work you do on the ceiling, you cannot go with it. So all this cost, and whichever new place you get, you are practically going to start all over again. Mind you, when FDA is certifying you, they certify the factory and also the product. So the factory certification involves the location of the factory and also how conducive and how up to standard it is per their regulations to produce water. So if you are moving to a new space, it means that they will have to come there and do a new inspection and a new certification, which is going to cost you. Your raw water source, your borehole, is usually tested. So going to drill another borehole somewhere, you will have to test that one as well. Even though if you are still there periodically, you still test your products. FDA will still test your product to be sure that it meets the standard. But going to a new place is going to, give you a lot of work. Also, the product label, that's the row, has the location where the water is produced. So going to a new place means that you will have to get a new block indicating your new place and also indicating your GPS address, because these days it's a requirement. And that will mean an extra cost for you, because you have to get a new block, a new road. If you are lucky and you use all your roads before leaving the old place, good for you. But if you are not lucky and you still have some of the roads and you move to the new place, what happens to them? So these are all reasons why renting a place to start sachet water is not, a very good idea. But in the case where you don't have enough money to also build your own space, what do you do? So if you ask me my opinion on this matter, I will tell you that renting a place to do sachet water business is not the best thing to do. I would prefer that whichever where you want to start. If you could reduce the machinery, because we have them in levels, if you could reduce the size of the machinery and the number of coils you will buy to even build one room, a small space, in a way that befits or meets the standard for production, which is your own space, and you can occupy that space for 10 years and more without nobody coming to you to tell you that leave this place, or my brother is coming from here, my sister is that, with so many stories, then that would be the best thing to do than to go and invest your money in boreholes, platforms, making the room a very nice place and all that. And sometimes when people rent their spaces to you and they see that your business is booming, then they're like, okay, so I took just this small amount and this person is making so much. There are lots of issues. So I wouldn't advise anyone to rent a space to start sachet water business. But of course, it's your decision to make. And so I will leave that to you. But after all these factors I have enumerated, I expect that you will make the best of decisions so that we can have a happy environment, so that you don't get frustrated for renting somebody's space to start sachet water. Thank you very much for watching, and I would like to entreat you to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will also like to urge you to always come back and watch more of my videos, because I'll be dropping a lot more on the subject matter, sachet water production, and maybe the next topic might just be a topic that you are interested in. So thank you very much for making time to watch from beginning to the end of this video. I hope this helped. Bye. See you soon.